Well, I do apologize for the absence. I've been admittedly distracted with personal matters. I do apologize. And I think some newsworthy events have been distracting me as well, namely our so called leaders. And maybe it's a bit of fate that Roots of Yggdrasil posted something that I wanted to read. Call upon the gods, yet trust your senses. The blind invite consequence. The gods are not shields against negligence, they are witnesses to it. Odin sacrificed an eye not to escape sight but to gain deeper vision, and he did not turn away from the world when he did so. He sharpened his perception until nothing could hide behind intention alone. Faith is not blindness, it is alignment, and alignment demands awareness, because to walk carelessly while invoking the gods is not devotion, it is presumption. Reverence does not replace vigilance, and prayer does not substitute preparation. For the blind man who blames fate or Urdur only confirms his neglect. Consequence follows ignorance more faithfully than the gods follow the careless. Trust the divine if you will, but do not abandon your senses. Wisdom is not choosing between faith and awareness, it is holding both with equal steadiness. Modern life offers countless ways to drift into distraction, yet the cost of inattention has not changed. People often hope that belief, optimism, or intention will protect them from consequences of what they fail to notice, but the world still responds to action rather than hope. Trust in something greater if you choose, but do not confuse trust with passivity, because the responsibilities of awareness cannot be outsourced. Perception, preparation, and grounded decision making remain the difference between a setback and a disaster. Faith can steady you, but it cannot replace the discipline of paying attention to what stands directly in front of you. The world rewards those who stay awake to their surroundings, and it rarely spares those who move blindly through it. Well, especially those of us in America, I think we've all seen that. It seems like the powers that be believe in deception and distraction. I think we all know that. I think the mainstream media has learned that very well. I think the recent story of these damn Epstein files is a prime example, because now what's turned in what they thought would be an investigation is now turning into a three-ring circus. Face it, folks, we are being distracted, and something's coming. Or something is already happening, and they don't want us looking in a certain direction. Now, you ask what you can do. Well, preparation, definitely. Faith, honor. Keep yourselves prepared for whatever. Faith, and I'm not even talking about the gods. Faith in yourselves, faith in your God, if it's singular. If this is something that's being seen by someone that is not of the Norse pagan faith, then faith in your God. Honor. Trust what you can see, trust what you can hear, trust your senses. Trust in people that you know you can trust. Trust your family, trust your friends, trust people who have had your back. Because in the end, that's it's going to come down to. Trust your own skills. Because right now, I look at the babble that's out there, and I don't trust it. I truly don't. I mean, this whole thing is this year has been polarizing. It has been polarizing. It has been, it's been insane. And it's just gotten worse with Epstein. releasing these files and the mistakes that have been made and the games and ugh. And I said I wasn't going to turn this political, but I think this is, especially for those of us in the United States, this is just a catalyst. I mean, all these states that are in the news, resisting the government, right? They're doing this for their own purposes or because somebody's telling them to. I think in a way karma is coming back to punish a lot of people. They're being exposed and they're scrambling for cover. But like I said, don't fall to your knees and beg. You want to pray? You want to have faith in the divine? Have faith. But trust in yourselves. And I admit that was the hardest for me. The reason I call myself Norse pagan is because I am working to, be someone I can make sure I can count on above all else. And I'm not saying don't trust other people, but trust their actions, trust what they do, not just what they say. And that's the problem with the leaders we see on TV and the celebrities and the athletes. It's like it's all what they say. Then they go back on it. Trust in yourselves. Trust in people that have your back. I don't know how many times I can say it. And just be careful. Be observant. Be aware of what's going on around you. And believe me, I know how hard that is because we're in an era of information overload and just information dumping. And it's real easy when it comes to this. When it comes to streaming and 5G and video and cable networks with 500 channels. So I think that's my sermon for today. Stay frosty. Keep your awareness up. Trust in your skills. Trust in people that have your back and they know you have theirs. All right. Hopefully I've made some sense today. All right. Have a good night.